Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 2021 Student Government Association Chapel. My name is Camila Gaona Galvan, and I'm your current SGA president. It is an honor to be here today. However, it is bittersweet because I wish I could see your faces today. No, you are missed, and for those of you returning back to campus, I hope you make the most of it. We are the Student Government Association, and we exist to create positive change on campus, and most importantly, to represent you. Whether you know it or not, we are your biggest advocates on campus, and we serve as a listening ear to all students. We exist to represent the interests of students to the administration, faculty, and staff. We do this on behalf of various campus issues and projects which take place within our university. Our purpose on this campus is a unique one because it operates on the foundation that students need to be heard. This year, 8 of us have worked tirelessly behind the screens to make sure your virtual experience on campus was as great as it could be. From hosting multiple town halls, conducting interviews, and participating in our university's ongoing strategic plan process, our first and foremost priority has and always will be you. It's for the student watching this video and or letting it play in the background as you work on other things. Our former Vice President, Angela Whitfield, once said, "Today is about next year." To which I will add, today is about the opportunity you have to choose who will represent you once you return to campus. These positions are not to be taken lightly, as the holder of each position is granted the unique challenge and privilege of finding creative ways to be the voice of thousands of students by your vote. You get to choose who will represent your ideas, concerns, and your voice. We will hear from various candidates who are eager to serve you in our university today, and we'll begin with 2 presidential candidates. The president of the Student Government Association is a leader, a friend, and someone who understands the weight of daunting yet rewarding tasks in front of them. He or she works directly with the president of the university, the president's cabinet, the university board of trustees, and many more groups which are integral to shaping your experience as students on campus. The president is also tasked with leading a team of typically up to 24 student representatives. He or she works directly with the SGA Executive Council in order to strategically lead the SGA team in a direction that they believe will maximize your undergraduate student experience. Most important overall is to recognize that this is for the glory of God and for the good of those whom the SGA team represents. Today, we will hear from 2 candidates who will be sharing with you the reasoning behind why they would like your vote as the 2021 and 2022 SGA president. Connor Brandenburg and Carla Alejandro.
When I arrived at APU my freshman year, I was completely overwhelmed. I felt lost and directionless, with no ideas as to what my purpose was by attending APU. I considered transferring closer to home or even dropping out. But I stayed for one important reason. I stayed because of you all. I have never met a group of strangers more caring, loving, and kind than here at APU. My name is Connor Brandenburg, and I am running for the position of SGA president for this next coming school year. I have been a part of SGA since my freshman year, serving as the transfer representative, then my sophomore year as the student resource senator, and finally this semester as the academic senator. The cornerstone as to why I'm running is to continue to cultivate a community of mutual respect, kindness, and fellowship with every individual attending APU. I sadly will not be able to make the line at Sam Subs move any quicker, nor let the gate at UV open any faster. But it will be my goal to create and assemble a student government that is active in the community and is proactive in nature. Too often, the critique of student government is that of it being absent and unreachable to many students. It would be among my highest priorities to change this over the course of this coming academic year. An example of such change would be having regular town hall style events for students to provide their important feedback on events happening campus-wide. I will also prioritize inviting students to attend SGA meetings, so that your voices are heard. And in turn, we will provide clear and regular communication through SGA social media accounts so that you hear from us as well. Also, the return to campus will be difficult to navigate. Many underclassmen will be arriving on campus for the first time while enrolled at the university. It would be a priority for me to ensure that students returning would be equipped to transition to learning in the fall, as well as living on campus. Practical ways would be include a greater role of SGA to help students find their housing units, help students become acclimated to the campus, and finally, guiding students to their classes when classes sessions resume. More abstract ideas would be to create a new campus culture that encapsulates the changes that have occurred over this past year. What it means to attend APU will look very different, and this is a moment for our campus culture to shift and become one of inclusivity and diversity. Another priority is to create an inclusive environment for all students attending APU. All students deserve to be respected, loved, and shown unconditional kindness, including every student regardless of race, sexual orientation, religious background, and gender identity. In regards to sexual orientation and gender identity, I remember the year of the reversal of university policy on same-sex relationships, which tragically created a wall of separation between our LGBTQ+ students. I will seek to continue to rectify this divide and strive to ensure that this never occurs again. Also, we have a responsibility to one another to address and counteract the microaggressions and racism happening on this campus. We cannot call ourselves a community of difference makers if we do not commit to making a difference by listening to the voices of students experiencing this very real pain of racial prejudice. We also must fight for those who feel marginalized or targeted due to their gender. I will commit to promoting a culture of accountability, respect, consent, and safety that honors the humanity and dignity of every person. This may sound like many obstacles to conquer and goals to achieve, but you all have already participated in meeting these needs by coming alongside your peers in friendship and advocacy. From praying in the prayer chapel with one another, to writing in chalk on behalf of our LGBTQ+ community, to student clubs and action groups ensuring that no student is unheard or left behind. You and I are capable of these actions, and this will be a core focus of mine, to ensure that members of this community partners with one another to solve these difficult and heartbreaking issues we are all faced with. I know many people talk about change, but I promise you I shall devote myself to ensuring that these vital areas are changed. Now, this inclusion and positive change cannot happen with just me, nor with just few students. We need a campus-wide initiative to improve the lives of students while they attend APU. Every student has a commitment to one another to ensure that we are all treated with dignity, respect, and kindness. I hope and I challenge you all, regardless of the results of this election, to continue to listen to one another, love one another, and strive to create an APU that is inclusive to every student that embodies a counter-cultural community. Let this be a space where we do not only celebrate diversity, but also address the issues that diverse groups face. Let this be a space where every student has a voice, and those voices are not merely heard, but also enacted upon in our policies. Let this be a space where we uphold our values with accountability, and finally, where we challenge one another to learn that which we do not understand and love whoever it is uncomfortable to love. It is my goal to create an environment where our deeds reflect our words and our lives as difference makers tangibly embody our hopes. Together, we can make this possible. Thank you, and may you all have a great rest of your day.
It's hard to believe that today we were supposed to be gathered on West Campus. Imagine you're looking for your seat that your friends saved for you, anticipating the speeches that are going to be given today. You wonder who the candidates are. Who's going to represent me next year? It's hard to believe that it's been 1 year since we all congregated. It has been 1 year since I saw 2 friends meet up at Kuguak. It has been 1 year since we experienced a welcome weekend. It has been 1 year since we have been able to sit in a trolley. 1 year. Friends, it has not been an easy year. It has been a year of hardships and struggles. It has been a year of bad news and being disheartened. It has been a year of weakness. Let me share with you 2 Corinthians 12:9. But he said to me, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me." Hi, my name is Alejandra, and through my 3 years at APU, I have been able to pursue a degree in psychology with a minor in communication and biblical studies. This year, I have struggled spiritually, physically, and at times academically. For so long, I had allowed fear to take over my life. It was difficult for me to find hope and faith when all around me was chaos. I began to find it hard to watch chapel. I began to find it hard to keep the camera on during class. I began to disconnect. It was easy to do so. All I had to do was go on airplane mode and forget the number of assignments that awaited me and the friends I wanted to call. I grew weak. I had no motivation to keep going because it seemed like week after week there was just no hope. Then a switch happened. Psalms 135 says, "I wait for the Lord. My whole being waits, and in His word I put my hope." I had the opportunity to work with an organization called Healing Grove. During the winter, they allowed me to join them in helping low-income families in the Bay Area. Day after day, I got to meet people who were in need, who had every right to give up, to be angry at life and everything that surrounded them. What inspired me was the strength of their community, and I learned that if we play our part, God blesses others through us. It reminded me of the alpha leader who takes you in, the RA who makes a home for you, the professor who lends you an ear, the club or organization that makes you feel welcome. It reminded me of us and the gift of our community. Friends, we may feel weak, we may feel worn, but together in our weakness, Christ's power makes us strong. Together we build the atmosphere of Kugwalk. Together we make Welcome Weekend happen. Together we support each other through a simple Zoom emoji clap. The Lord has called us for a new time. We may not know what this year will bring and the struggles that will come along, but let me remind you of this. What we lack, the Lord is full of. Where we are broken, He is whole. Whatever we are doubting, He is sure of. We trust God today with what He has in store for us. As I approach my final year at APU, I want to give back to the community that has given me multiple opportunities to serve the student body. APU's student body is like no other. During my tenure at APU, I have found people who come from different walks of life, who teach me to walk boldly in mine. For the longest time, I was afraid of sharing my story because I'm used to living in fear. Before I came to APU, I believed that in order to fit in, I needed to hide a certain aspect of my life. Specifically on the night of my freshman Candela event, from the moment I walked through those gates, I realized that I did not need to hide my experience. At APU, being a DACA recipient was something that I was able to share without shame. I came to embrace my immigrant roots and my culture. What I once saw as a fear, the APU community accepted my background with open arms. I've had the opportunity to understand different perspectives and get to know the heart of others. As an RA, I've been able to see the needs of our student body. There are people on this campus who go unheard. There are people who walk in our community and feel unseen. I speak to you today. I'm here to see you and to hear you. Many student leaders who have lost all motivation and have begun to question themselves and their abilities. I see you and I hear you. Freshmen and transfer students who have only experienced APU through Zoom. I see you and I hear you. Students near or far, tall or short, no matter how different you are, I see you and I hear you. As a servant leader, I will strive to listen to the needs of the student body and represent our community as a whole. Through my term, I hope to improve the student experience and help make our community a better place for all. I want to be a part of shaping our diverse community. As Christians, it is our duty to make sure that everyone has a seat at the table. If we do this, we will be fulfilling the mission that Christ has for His people. I have had the privilege of being raised in the church and have seen God's faithfulness through leadership. Even with the good, I was able to see the hard parts that come with it and the cost of losing focus on what is important, which is always the people. There have been many times that those in the church have doubted my abilities and the potential of my leadership. Even when I am put down, the Lord has always proven that He is the one that leads me, and if He makes a way, His will be done. This new opportunity that the Lord has provided me has allowed me to dive deeper into my passion for furthering the development of the APU community. My mission is to be a voice for our student body and advocate for the hearts of our community. That is why I am running to be your SGA president. It is not about me, it is about us, because we are APU.
Hello everyone, my name is Logan Hoffland and I am this year's SGA Vice President. I am honored to have had the privilege to serve you guys on this online environment, and I'm very encouraged with the SGA Vice President candidates that we have today. So before you are able to vote on them, I would like to tell you a little bit more about this position. Primarily, the SGA Vice President presides over the Student Senate. They also have one-on-one meetings with the senators every week to encourage them, provide resources, and connect them with offices. As you're looking at voting with these candidates, I encourage you to look for someone that is able to engage, encourage, and also challenge the senators to work further to advocate the student voice. Furthermore, the Vice President works every week to chair the SGA full team meeting, and in those we invite administration and other speakers to give information as well as to be able to advocate for the student voice. So without further ado, here are our SGA Vice President candidates, Hannah Gibson and Michaela Hughes.
Hello everyone, my name is Michaela Hughes and I am running for Vice President of the SGA. I am currently a sophomore studying Business Management and Honors Humanities. I believe that I would be a great Vice President because my dream job is to be a wedding planner. Now I know what everyone is thinking. How in the world does the crazy and complicated world of weddings relate to our school? Well, let me tell you. As a wedding planner, you are completely focused on the couple's wedding that you are planning. Every table, every decoration, every song is focused on that specific couple. My own thoughts and opinions are only there to guide them, not to control them. That is how I will treat my position as VP. I'm not choosing the best action for me, I am choosing what is best for the students. I am not focused on what works for any other school or any other system. I'm focused on what works for our school and our school only. Working with weddings, the most heard verse is 1 Corinthians 10:13. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast. And it goes on to say it always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. I'm sure if we were in person right now, I would see hundreds of APU students reciting that right along with me. During this past year online, we have all been patient, we have all had to trust and hope that we'd eventually come back. We've had to learn in a way that none of us could have predicted. Every student represents an individual voice that deserves to not only be heard, but to be listened to. I want to bring a little more light to those voices and be someone that you can trust in to persevere for you. As a freshman at APU, I was blessed to be chosen as one of the 10 freshmen to be on the Campus Life Crew team. I got to help plan and work events and find ways for the students of APU to come together. I learned about the students' interests and got to provide ways for students of many different backgrounds to learn from one another and appreciate the things that set them apart. I currently am working as an admissions intern for APU, and I get to meet the potential students of APU. I show them around campus, and I give them all the highlights of our school. I get to show them the Felix Event Center and tell them about the amazing chapels that used to be held there and will be again soon. I get to show them the prayer wall and explain to them the significance that each small slip of paper can hold and how that brings the APU's community together. And I get to share stories of the people that I met just by sitting in the right chair on Cougar Walk. And then after I show them all the amazing things about our school, I am blessed to be able to listen to their concerns and questions about APU and learn how APU has room to improve. I come before you knowing that APU is not perfect. The more people I talk to, the more I am shown the changes that can be implemented to improve this place we have decided to call our home. As your Vice President, I intend to serve the community of APU, the community that we are all a vital part of. Your voice deserves to be heard, and I believe I can make that happen. I greatly appreciate your support and vote for me, Michaela Hughes, as Vice President of the SGA.
When I was in high school, Dr. John Burdett, a professor here at APU in the Department of Music Education, came to speak to my high school symphonic band about potentially applying to be students here. I remember all my friends teasing me and saying, "That's your college," because A, they knew I had no plan of attending college, and B, I was a strict atheist. I think back to that moment of me being annoyed with my friends and to this moment now as I stand here giving a speech to run for SGA Vice President of Azusa Pacific, and I think that's evidence of God's sense of humor. I can picture our Father laughing every time that I tell that story, but I also know that me being here is no practical joke or trick of fate. I came from nothing. Living in poverty, I never thought college would be an option for me. None of this has ever made any logical sense. Yet luckily, we don't have a God that operates under human comprehensibility. My call in life is extremely simple yet complex in its importance: to serve students as I have once been served. My greatest passion is to show students their value, worth, and beauty, as God has shown me through so many of you. This may seem like an ambitious goal to have while I'm still a student myself, but I guarantee you my heart is big enough to do both simultaneously. In 2017, I came to APU with no money or call, just to fulfill some chance I had felt God had taken on me. In a time in my life where on paper I had no home address, a dorm room became my sanctuary, and our university's 4 cornerstones became my family seal. From the moment I first heard Janice Kim call me Gibbs while running through the halls of Engstrom, I knew I had finally found a place where I could safely rest my head, dream really big, and pursue the work that I felt God calling me to do around me. Over the years, I've had the honor to work with many Res Life staff members, walkabout teams, over 100 residents, action teams, and genius classmates who constantly blow me away with their hearts for ministry and service. No 2 of these students have ever been the same, as they all come from different ethnic and racial backgrounds, gender identities, sexual orientations, religious views, and calls of service. This brings me immense joy and delight as I learn so much about the many images of God through being surrounded by students who are completely different from me. Whether it's been walking back from West Campus with beloved residents such as Caroline Voxman or Richard Hernandez, or flying on a plane to another country with Bush Vo for an action team. God has always allowed me to see the Imago Dei through such different and diverse students. My experience so far as a Christian ministries major has allowed me to work with students who constantly challenge my spiritual beliefs in order to help me grow as a leader in student life. One of my greatest joys in my academic journey has been to watch my classmates wrestle with tough theological concepts with the intentions of becoming better equipped to serve others through their ministry. They motivate me to love others through every single Zoom call we share. If you were to vote for me to be SGA's next vice president, you would be voting for someone who leads others by first being led by God. My goal in life is to serve students, and this role of VP is an excellent opportunity for me to work towards that mission during my final year in undergrad. In the midst of all that we as a student body have endured over the last year, our love for each other has never wavered. I see such beauty in our ability to walk alongside each other, even when it has been limited to internet connection. APU's return to campus plan for the fall has been uplifting for those who are eager to get back to our university. I would love to play a role in making that transition easier for our community and becoming your vice president. I will leave you with a quote from John Andrew Holmes, which constantly inspires the way that I view students. Never tell a young person that anything cannot be done. God may have been waiting centuries for someone ignorant enough of the impossible to do that very thing. Thank you for considering me to be your next SGA Vice President. Godspeed.
Hello everyone, my name is Andrew Hughes and I'm the current SGA Controller. It has been my privilege to be the finance and numbers guy on the team throughout the course of this year. The main job of the Controller is to create and maintain the operational budgets for the team throughout the course of the year. They also serve on various committees in partnership with the rest of the SGA team. They will work closely with different administrative members such as the CFO and the Provost throughout the course of the year. However, the main job of the SGA Controller is to ensure good stewardship of SGA's resources throughout their term. With that being said, the candidate running for Controller for this year is Andrew Lehmann.
Hi, my name is Andrew Lehmann. I'm running for the position of Controller. I'm currently a junior studying international business and statistics. I also work as a data analyst for the City of Azusa Light and Water Utility. If I'm elected to the position of Controller, you have my word, I will handle the student government's finances in a responsible and God-honoring manner. Thank you for your consideration.
Hello again. This time I'm here to talk to you a little bit about the senator position. For the senator position, these are the students who are the hands and feet of the SGA body. They work alongside offices specific to certain areas in the university, as well as are heavily involved in certain groups within those areas. Some of these areas are the transfers, the commuter population, international, multicultural, just to name a few. So, in looking to elect a number of these senators, I really encourage you to look for students who are willing to advocate when things are uncomfortable. Listen to students they would not normally hear from, as well as step into areas that they would not necessarily be comfortable with. Furthermore, the senators work alongside with each other to pass bills, pass resolutions within the Senate. So, without further ado, here are our senator candidates. Alexandra Negrete for Azusa Senator, Shefali Lola for the International Senator, Jade Lobo for the Multicultural Senator, and Candace Evans for the transfer senator.
Hello APU, my name is Shafali and I am an international student. Being an international student myself, I know the difficulties students may face and how to handle the situations of either being homesick or adjusting to the new environment. I was fortunate enough to be guided by my sisters throughout my journey, and now I want to be there the same way for my fellow students. I want to help them by making their voices heard and constantly building and strengthening the relationship between international student services and international students. If I'm elected to the position of international senator, I plan to become a voice of all international students. So if you think I'm a good fit for this position, please vote for me. Thank you. Hello, I'm Alexandra Negrete, a freshman here at Azusa Pacific University. I'm from Covina, California. I'm currently a political science and criminal justice major. When I found out about the opportunities being offered to be a center for the Student Association, I realized I needed to add myself to this chain of students who have brought change and been the voice of the university. I have consistently conveyed an energy and drive to help other people. On the unforgiving occasions because of the pandemic and because of the political perspectives, I realized it is a worry for students to have their voices be heard. I'm eager to share that I will be running for Azusa Senator position for the Student Government Association, which will assist me with doing considerably more around grounds for progression and improvement. Much appreciation goes out to everyone, each and every one of you who have signed my Google form to be affirmed for the running position. Every one of your commitments have helped me all throughout the process. I desire to be chosen for the year 2021 as the Azusa Senator position for SGA to carry progression and variety to grounds throughout my next 4 years on campus. Thank you.
Being a woman of color, I've experienced discrimination because of both my race and gender. Growing up in a community that was predominantly white, I felt out of place. I was often judged and stereotyped before even getting to introduce myself to people. These experiences, as well as many others, lowered my sense of self-worth and confidence in who the Lord made me to be. I believe that people should have some kind of representation, no matter what their racial, ethnic, or cultural background may be. Hi, my name is Jade Lobo, and I'm currently a sophomore psychology student here at APU. I'm running for multicultural senator for the 2021-2022 school year. The main job of a multicultural senator is to be an advocate for diversity on the APU campus. Diversity is something that I hold very close to my heart, and I know it is a major topic that APU promotes on campus. In Galatians 3:28, it says, "There is neither Jew nor Gentile, neither slave nor free, nor is there male and female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus." This verse just reinforces my strong belief that no matter our race, religion, gender, or anything that may differentiate us, we are all equals and should be treated as such. If chosen for this position, I hope to work with the Student Center for Reconciliation and Diversity, the different ethnic organizations, as well as the SGA, to promote diversity on our campus and make it a priority for every student to be seen and heard. I also hope to be someone that people feel comfortable enough to bring any cultural or diversity concerns to, as well as just being a friend to talk to. I am hopeful for the future of APU and look forward to bringing more diversity to campus, regardless of my position here at the school. Thank you so much.
Mark 10:45 says that even the Son of God came not to be served, but to serve, to give his life as a ransom for many. Jesus was the Lord's tool used to carry out the Lord's plan. I want to be the tool that connects APU transfers to the great community APU truly is. As transfers, we all have different backgrounds from our prior schools, cities, etc. But the one thing that we all have in common is the fact that we're transfers. We're trying to navigate a new community that feels foreign, distant. And when we can't, we start to feel disconnected, invisible. That shouldn't happen. And that is why I am running for the transfer senator position. I know firsthand just how lonely entering a new community can be, and I want to be the bridge that eliminates that feeling altogether. As the APU transfer senator, I will serve as the tool used to connect our transfers to the great community APU truly is and deliver the experience we all truly deserve. My name is Candace Evans, and if you'll have me, I am ready to serve as APU's next transfer senator.
Thank you so much for watching today's chapel program. To conclude our time, I would like to provide some brief voting instructions. You should have received an email from SGA with a Google form attached to it. In this form, you will be able to vote for the positions of president, vice president, controller, and Senate. Please vote as soon as you can, as the ballot will close within this next week on April 2nd. No matter who you are, we want you to vote. Whether you're a senior watching this for chapel credit, a junior who's watching because one of your close friends is running for a position, a sophomore who wants to stay informed on what's happening, or a freshman who's looking for creative ways to make an impact, we need you to vote. Your vote matters. Who you vote for will represent you. Now, please join me in prayer as I close. Father God, thank you for another day. Thank you for the mid-semester mark as well. I pray over all of our students and faculty and staff. Please be with us as we continue our weeks. We need you so much, and we love you so much, and we honor you in all that we do. In the name of Jesus, amen. Now go with God and remember to vote.